The Xenomorph. It's one of the most terrifying creatures in cinematic history. But have you ever stopped to think about how its life cycle actually works? There are some massive biological gaps that the movies never quite explain. Today, we're going on a deep dive, filling in the blanks, and exploring the horrifying science behind the perfect organism. Let's start at the beginning. The ovomorph, or as we all know it, the egg. It's not just a passive container. This thing is a masterpiece of biological engineering. The leathery shell protects the facehugger inside, but it's also sentient. It can sense the approach of a potential host, unfurling those creepy petals at the top to release its occupant. The egg can lie dormant for centuries, a patient trap waiting for the right moment. Once a host is detected, the facehugger springs into action. This arachnid-like parasite is a single-purpose machine, impregnation. It latches onto the host's face with incredible strength, its legs wrapping around the head like a vice. It's not just holding on, it's creating a perfect seal. A tube is then inserted down the host's throat, pumping in oxygen to keep them alive while simultaneously implanting the embryo. But what's truly fascinating is what it's implanting. It's not just a baby xenomorph. It's a mutagenic agent, a biological cocktail that rewrites the host's DNA. This is the key to the xenomorph's adaptability, a process called DNA reflex. The embryo incorporates genetic traits from its host, which is why a xenomorph born from a human looks different from one born from a predator or a dog. The facehugger, its job done, detaches and dies, leaving the host seemingly unharmed but carrying a ticking time bomb. Now for the part that defies all known biology. The chestburster. Within a matter of hours, this tiny, serpent-like creature erupts violently from the host's chest. But how does it grow so fast? A newborn human takes 9 months to develop. A chestburster does it in less than a day. The key is that it's not growing from nothing. It's consuming the host from the inside out, rapidly converting biomass into its own. Think of it as a hyper-aggressive cancer that builds a new creature instead of just tumors. Its incredible metabolism would require a massive amount of energy, essentially cooking the host from within. The chestburster is born small, but it's already packed with the genetic material and raw energy it needs for the next, even more impossible, phase of its growth. Once free, the chestburster molts and grows into its adult form at an astonishing rate. We see this in the first Alien film, where it goes from a small creature to a 7-foot-tall monster in just a few hours. Where does all that extra mass come from? It can't all have come from the host. One theory, supported by early production notes, is that the xenomorph has a silicon-based exoskeleton. Upon its first molting, it rapidly sheds its organic skin and replaces it with a polarized silicon shell that it essentially grows by absorbing trace elements from the atmosphere. It might not be eating in the traditional sense, but it's still consuming its environment to fuel this explosive growth spurt. This process would be incredibly efficient, allowing it to achieve its full size without needing to hunt and eat multiple victims first. Now let's talk about the adult forms, because this is where things get a little confusing. Are we looking at drones, or are we looking at warriors? In the first film, the big chap has a smooth, translucent dome. In the sequel, Aliens, the creatures have ridged heads. This has led to a lot of fan debate. The general consensus is this: the smooth-headed ones are drones. They are the scouts, the hive builders. They use their intelligence and stealth to capture hosts and expand the nest. The ridged-headed ones are warriors. They are the soldiers bred for combat. They are more aggressive, more numerous, and act as the primary defense for the hive and the queen. The difference isn't just cosmetic, it's functional. Drones are the architects, warriors are the army. The change in head structure could be an age-related development, or it could be that the queen can decide which type to produce based on the needs of the hive. This brings us to the ultimate xenomorph. The queen. Is she born, or is she made? The movies present conflicting evidence. In Aliens, we see a massive established queen laying eggs. In Alien 3, a special queen facehugger implants an embryo that grows directly into a new queen. So which is it? The most elegant solution is that both can be true. Under normal circumstances, a hive has one queen who lays all the eggs. But what happens if the queen dies? The hive needs a way to propagate. This is where the concept of a royal jelly or a special pheromone comes in. A standard drone, in the absence of a queen, could undergo a metamorphosis. It might cocoon itself and transform, much like a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, but on a much more horrifying scale. This allows any lone xenomorph to have the potential to become a queen and start a new hive, ensuring the survival of the species. It's a brilliant, terrifying evolutionary backup plan. Finally, we have to address the inconsistencies across the franchise. The life cycle in Alien is different from Aliens, which is different from Alien 3 and the prequel films. The speed of gestation, the appearance of the xenomorphs, the very nature of their biology seems to shift from movie to movie. But instead of seeing these as continuity errors, we can look at them through the lens of the DNA reflex. The xenomorph is the ultimate adapter. The creature born on LV-426 is a product of its environment and its engineer host. The one on Fiorina 161 came from a dog, giving it quadrupedal movement. The protomorph and neomorphs from the prequels are earlier, less refined versions of the creature we know. Each film doesn't contradict the others. It simply shows a different variation of the species, a new branch on its evolutionary tree. The xenomorph isn't one single, static creature. It is change. It is adaptation. It is evolution in its most brutal and efficient form. That's what makes it so enduring and so utterly terrifying. The xenomorph life cycle is a puzzle box of biological impossibilities and horrifying logic. From the patient egg to the unstoppable queen, every stage is a testament to ruthless efficiency. It's a creature that rewrites the rules of life and death. Thank you for joining this deep dive into the perfect organism. If you enjoyed this analysis, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. What other movie monsters should we break down next? Let us know in the comments below. See you next time.